Hey, how's it going? It is Technique Thursday again, and I'm showing you another exercise that you can do just with a Swiss ball. Also challenges your core, challenges your stabilizer system, and it has a cool name. It's called the alternating Superman. And this exercise can be used either for a warm-up or to be made a little bit more difficult. We're actually going to add a hold into the exercise so you can really challenge yourself. You're only going to be using a Swiss ball, similar to the Swiss ball jackknife. If you didn't see that video or the horse stance dynamic that I shared with you earlier in the week, go back and check them out as well. They're both good core exercises. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging than the horse stance dynamic because you're on an unstable working surface. And so it's going to be a little similar because we're using the left arm and the right leg together, and then the right arm and the left leg together. But you'll see what I mean in a second when we start the exercise. One tip for you though, as far as technique goes, don't point your toes out when we're lifting our leg up. Try to keep the toes pointing down, and the heel is going to be raising up, and that's going to get more activation of the glutes. And so this exercise is also going to challenge the whole back of the body a lot more because you're going to be fighting more against gravity. So your pelvis or your belly is going to be on the ball, your hands are going to be on the ground in the push-up position, so about shoulder width apart, and the same position is going to be for your feet too. Okay, so let's start looking at the exercise. So if you're on the floor, you can start here, or you can start from a standing position. I'm already kneeling, so all I would do is just roll over the ball this way. The hands are going to be on the ball or on the floor, and the feet are going to be on the floor as well. The breathing is going to be inhalation as you come up, because we want to inhale as we lengthen or supinate or open up the body or get taller, okay? And then we're going to exhale as we come down. So we're going to stabilize ourselves by gently drawing in the belly button, which will activate the core and stabilize the low back. We're going to inhale as we come up, and see what I mean about my heel here as opposed to pointing my toes this way. So you're going to inhale as you come up here, and you're going to exhale as you come down. You're going to inhale as you come up here, and then exhale as you come down. And you can use this as a warm-up exercise or first thing in the morning. This is a great exercise to do. And again, it's also going to challenge you because you have the ball here. So notice which side feels different and focus on that side first the next time you do the exercise. So if it's harder to do it on this side than it is on this side, then you would always start with this side, because when you have something that's more difficult on one side than the other, always start on the easier side, because on the other side's almost kind of learning how to do it and learning the pattern as you're doing it on the easy side. So you're going to come up, you're going to inhale, and then come down, and the arm is going to be out at a 45-degree angle with the thumb pointing upwards. Inhale, come up, and then come down. So you can do that at a breathing pace and alternate sides, and you can shoot for about 10 to 20 on each side. To make it a little bit more difficult, you can always hold the pose for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, something like that. Now, you wouldn't hold your breath while you're doing that. You would inhale as you come up and continue to breathe normal, but that just time the exhale when you're going down, and then the next rep you would time the inhale as you're coming back up again. So that is the alternating Superman. Great exercise for the core, great exercise for the low back. It keeps the low back flat, so even if you have a disc injury, something like that, you're not rounding over the ball, you're keeping your back nice and flat. So that would be a fine exercise for someone who has a disc injury. Just make sure you're not going into flexion. So you would want to make sure that you're not using too big of a ball. So if I had too big of a ball, this is 55 centimeters. If I had too big of a ball, I would have to lean forward too much for my hands to be able to touch the ground. That could put me into flexion of the low back. So you just want to make sure you have a good enough size ball, and you can always Google Swiss ball size chart, and I also talk about that in one of my other videos, and I think I have the chart in the description of that, but I can't remember which one that is, so I'm sorry. But just Google it. I'm sure you'll be able to find it, no problem. If you have any questions, please reach out, leave any comments below, give me a thumbs up, let me know how you did with the exercise, how you like the exercise, and I will see you next Thursday for another Technique Thursday. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be on Facebook again, Facebook Live, doing some Q&A, answering your questions. So make sure to tune in then. Probably going to be around the same time as last week, which was 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you on there. Have a good day.